Last thing I put on was my shoes.
Huh?
No.
I mean,
Oh,
feel
God.
free. Someone else is talking about what do you call it? How they went to an estate the other day and they saw someone barefoot running through the estate.
Oh wow,
Oh,
were they
that's
naked as
normal.
well?
No, they weren't.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's
I would
super
have
normal.
led
That's
with
normal.
naked.
Yeah, that's normal.
There. But still, I wonder what would have happened. What could it have been?
Can my one be tighter?
Like, I think they were looking for their child was maybe
Okay,
Oh,
That
that
would
would make you run out the house
Okay, fair
barefoot.
enough. Yeah.
Even though I would hate to run out my house barefoot
But people do that
because
just normal.
of the spiders and
Yeah,
the
they
slugs.
do.
People
They
that
take their
doesn't-
shoes off.
People do that just to go to the shop.
I saw
Do
two
you guys
girls.
remember the crouches?
Yes.
Yeah, kind
No,
of.
we got into so much
kind
disarray.
of. Why does that rings a bell? What is that?
It was on
black
BBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 years. It was
Okay.
20 years ago that came on TV, like last
Really?
week.
It was written by the guy who did Ramsey Nesbitt, and it got lots of criticism because it was stereotypes and behaviours that black
Stereotypical
people
as hell, yeah.
Was
wouldn't
it
do.
bad?
I can't actually remember anymore, but it was like one of those ones where, nah, we're not feeling this.
Marianne, what do you think?
I
Was it
remember
bad?
I watched one or two, and I think I saw planting. Did I see planting in the? I saw it was supposed to be banana, but it was a planting in the fruit bowl.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah, there were lots of misrepresentation of black people.
I'm not watching this no more.
Yeah. And the conversation at the time was like, post that is like, people criticized it too much and didn't give it room to grow. But this is
Yes.
also the time where black people weren't in the writer's room. So it was that things. But it gave a lot of people started. Robbie G in it, Akemji, who's now gone on to do Famalam and Black Ops. Who else?
That's
Yeah,
my
but
question.
what's
Is it
Black Ops-
okay?
What
Is it
Black
okay
Ops
to
about, by the way?
It's about community police, community
It's good.
police officers that
It's
go
good.
end up being undercover. It's silly
In a
fun.
gang.
In a gang.
It's a good series.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
funny.
That's a good
Mm.
series. But the Crouches. Is it okay for black people to criticize
Of course.
if it's not written right, it's not written by us, or does it hinder our progression?
That's been the conversation long from black exploitation. Apparently, we shut that down. But I think then what do we do? Because if someone's putting out a bunch of stereotypes and we're not in the writers' room as well, we're just like, okay, that's fine. I don't know.
That's telling us to be grateful for whatever we get if we're not allowed to criticize it. So yeah, we should be allowed, of course. It's
Yeah, we
about
should
us.
definitely
Yeah.
criticize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and it's
then-
a thingy. Yeah, 100%. Because then they're gonna just think that we like that.
Yeah. And the industry and what the industry's response shouldn't be, you don't like it, so we're never going to let you do anything again, which is what happens.
Yeah.
What it should be is like, okay, we learn from these and let's move on.
Why
And let's
don't you
better.
like
change
it?
the
How
writers'
can we
room. Let's-
make it better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do we make it better? Not just cut off our chances just because we made them noise. What do you think, young lady?
No, I agree with you. I just wanted to get some opinions on it
Mm.
because I remember talking about it loudly, but we didn't have social media anyway. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
you know, but I don't think I was into writing to the BBC at that time, but I would have done
Right
if I
to
was.
reply.
I thought it was terrible.
I barely remember it, but I just remember like, definitely didn't give it a chance at all.
Yeah, people were trying to compare it to Desmond.
No,
Oh no.
no,
No, Desmond's was
No,
good.
No, it wasn't Desmond.
it wasn't Desmond's at all, and it wasn't written by
It
us.
was good. It was good. It was
The
good.
cultural misses were
Did we
apparent.
we've shared, yeah?
Yes, have you not got it?
No, I mean on social.
Shared what?
Have we shared that we're going live?
Something just went off, Kevin. I know it's back. It's gone again. It's back. There.
Do we have a picture this week? Let's see.
Did we take? We didn't take our picture.
We need to go.
Hey, everybody in the chat.
Hi. Be coming to you soon.
We have Aaliyah Shaw and Miss G83,
Miss G83.
Hello,
What does
hello,
that stand-
hello.
probably
What is
born in
G?
1980.
What does G stand for?
Gina. I don't know. I'm just
Or
making it up.
Gertrude.
Georgia.
Or gang gang?
Okay.
Or gal?
Gang, gang.
I don't know. Or Gigi. What do you guys eat today? I have eaten. Had stew and salad.
Do you know what?
I
Yeah.
had?
What
I
do you
had
have?
a gussie for the first time
What in life?
in life.
Why?
You're such
I
a
have-
racist.
Have
Oh
you not had a gussie?
What?
Literally never had it, and I had it with pounded jam.
Did you?
Never had pounded jam either.
Oh, that's what I'm talking
But
about.
I mean, that just tastes
Oh.
like gram rice to
Yeah.
me.
no,
But
a gussie
no, no.
wheat or
Brown
gussie-
rice is more
oh, okay.
grainy. Pounded jam is like fluffy and
yeah,
light. Yeah.
No, but the taste of it was very similar.
Mm.
Oh, do you know? Because we
I've
do a
literally
gussie. We do a
never.
gussie. My mum always cooks with a gussie, so now I get what you mean. I hadn't had it.
What your mum
Not-
makes egusi?
Not in that. She makes like a stew and stuff.
No.
She uses it.
Are you talking about like thing stew, like spinach stew?
With egusi and stuff.
I'll come to
Oh,
you.
okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know, but I loved it.
What did
There
Marianne
is a
say?
bit of
really
racism
like
in
it?
it. I
Yeah.
literally had it.
Where
I've
did you
had
get
it for
so
3 days.
impressed, like, you,
Where did
3
you
days
get it?
on the trot.
Oh my god.
Where did you get it from?
Russell was filming and a cook made it for the dinner party, and then
Oh.
he brought a whole load home. And so I
Are
ate
you
it
guys done? You should have done a
I
YouTube
ate
video.
it all. He is
like,
still
try-
racist.
Okay, I have to go and take
Try
my
your
word back. I thought you meant
Nigerian
Ghanaian
food.
way, so I wouldn't.
No,
this is
it?
Oh, no,
proper
I have not
Nigerian
had
Why do you
that.
think
Okay.
I'm being?
I just
oh.
realised. Okay.
That's why I was
Yeah.
asking you
That's what I was
because
like,
yeah,
why?
No,
we do
I've never had a
spinach
gussie
stew.
either.
Yeah, I know.
There we
You guys
go.
are
Never had it either.
racist, man.
No.
Okay, cool. So
You can't even
I've
deny
never had it.
No, I completely cannot. Like I was totally like, let me just try this. I think I took a picture of it. I was actually doing it for the crack and was like,
This
oh
is
my
what I'm
god, I
saying, for
love
bands,
this.
You know,
Yeah.
imagine like TikTokers.
Wait, is that Ghanaian or
That's
not?
what
What
we
is
do.
that Ghanaian?
Nigerian?
It's Nigerian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
Marianne,
we literally were
'cause
being
they're
like,
haters.
you should have
Heard of
filmed
it, but I've
me.
never
Yeah.
eaten it before. I don't know what it is. I've been
See?
eating jollof.
can we
I think I've had
start or we
jollof
not?
twice.
Can we not start?
No. We're not. The visual
ready
is
yet?
not here, yet, but
Oh,
we
wow.
can just chat,
Yeah,
Okay, we can.
everyone's still
Yeah.
listening.
guys. You're just gonna have to hear our voices, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a minute. That's that off camera.
No, on camera
No.
is actually you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Girl.
I did not know that. Hi guys, how you doing? But yeah,
What things? Okay, I
That's
haven't
gonna be a
eaten.
Yeah, basically.
What things have you not eaten? From that
not
makes you
eaten.
racist.
What do you mean?
Foods that you haven't eaten that makes
Racist
you
against
racist?
Ghanaians?
Oh, against-
Absolutely nothing because I try everything. Seriously,
Oh.
yes.
Spicy.
All the
I'm not
Caribbean
racist.
dishes.
Every
I
single
try,
one.
yeah,
All
I
of
try.
them.
Try a lot. The only
Have you
thing
had
I
that?
don't
What's
like,
that one?
I don't like okra,
Souse.
so I don't eat thingies.
What's
that-
souse?
souse?
God, souse is like
What's
not-
souse?
it's like a pig trotter's type of soup that my mum used to drown us in when we were younger.
Oh, serious?
And once I got to a certain age, I'm not eating that anymore.
Oh
I've
wow,
had
no,
that.
I've
It was nice.
pig
Yeah.
feet.
I've not
Yeah,
had
it's
that.
like a
Had pig
pig.
feet?
I'm not even eating
yeah.
a pig foot in any.
don't think I've
in
had a
any-
It was pig.
I would
something.
eat pigfoot though.
No.
I mean, no, officially I wouldn't know because
I've seen
Family,
pig foot in
but-
a soup before.
yeah,
but I
I'm not
wouldn't-
gonna do it.
But that's the same as like
Cow
foot.
tripe.
and try.
yeah, try. I love shaki. What
No,
do you mean?
no.
No, I
Shaki's
did take out all of those. bits.
Nigerian chewing gum, man.
And-
Delicious.
and
Delicious. You keep chewing the
I
flavor. Just
can't
keeps getting
take it. It
sweeter.
doesn't. It's
It
rubber.
does. It's delicious.
I used to hate that when
You
I
look
was in
so
my house.
racist.
No,
man.
we have tripe as well.
Huh?
We have
Do
tripe.
you eat Nigerian shaki?
Oh wow. I don't
tried
eat
it.
any
No,
tripe.
you didn't even
I tried it in
But it's not because
the
of Nigeria or
You
nothing.
said-
I grew up with tripe in the house.
it
So
is.
no.
Don't try it, man.
Mum used to always cook
How much
tripe.
Nigerian food do you eat on a weekly basis?
I don't.
At all.
No.
How much this year?
None.
No, you've never had anything.
No.
I don't know.
But I don't buy our food anywhere outside, so that's the reason
Oh,
why as
okay.
well.
Someone has to
If
cook.
you were
don't
to
have
cook for
any
me,
Right.
Nigerian friends,
no, if-
outside of myself,
What-
that will cook for you.
and
You,
Titi,
that's what I'm saying. Are
What?
you
I
don't
don't know how I've never eaten. No, I do know how.
Racism.
I've said no.
no, I'm not. I've
Serious?
not. I've not. TT, big up TT. She don't cook for
Huh?
us. So it's TT and you and Todge. Todge actually hasn't cooked for Todge. You haven't cooked for
No,
us.
she cooks all the time.
Mm.
But she hasn't cooked Nigerian specific dishes for me.
Okay,
Because she
maybe
probably
because of your
knows
attitude.
you got- exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's why. See what I mean, guys? Like, since I can talk to the nation, you see the plight of
This is the
Nigerians
bias because
day
the
in,
camera's
day
on.
out.
It's a PSA announcement.
This is what happens.
It's
But
a,
it was
a
tasty.
party political
It
broadcast.
was.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you. I'm happy that
That's
you.
good. You should have
liked
brought some
it.
for me to taste.
Oh, I finished it today, this afternoon.
Oh.
That
Oh,
was
look
the
at
last
that.
of it.
Look at that. It was delicious, wasn't it?
It was honestly.
Talking about.
I would go to, you know,
What
that
is it?
franchise.
Break it down.
Ines.
There's
Enish.
805.
Enish.
There's
Enish.
loads.
I would go there now.
What
is go see for those who don't know?
I knew there was going to be a spring of racism in there. I would go there now.
Yeah, I'd go there
Now.
What's in it? It's spinach stew.
Oh, it's spinach.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
No
from
meat.
ours and theirs?
Because
No, there is
their
meat in there.
spices are different.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Like, so it doesn't taste like our spinach stew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was different, but it was tasty. I was like, I really liked it.
Okay.
I was
Guys,
very, very impressed.
Oh my god.
Nigerians of the world. Auntie Nana, a Ghanaian, is impressed with your egusi.
Now I
Yeah,
can
I've
go
changed
to a
their taste
Nigerian
buds.
restaurant and
know what
feel
to
like I
order.
know what. Yeah, I can order.
Wow.
Definitely.
See what I'm saying?
Your chicken is
Wow.
still hard as flipping nails, though, so
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
god!
do
Here
that.
it comes. Go
Hey.
on.
That's
What
it. that's it.
else? What else, Nana?
No, that's it. And your jollof rice is
Sure.
not
Smoky.
the one.
No,
It's smoky and
We're
hard.
gonna have to just fight. That's the only way this is gonna be settled. For actual fights, I think our nations would have to fight.
Are we
And who's
ready?
winning?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Welcome to your Aunties Could Never, the coolest aunties in the land. I'm Auntie AK, and I'm here with.
Nana.
And Sade.
And Auntie I'm not an auntie.
Who said?
I'm like a big sister, right?
to who?
Yeah,
So
to
are
us.
you?
But to the nation, you're
Yeah.
an auntie.
I'm Auntie Marianne.
Thank you. We're back and we're live again.
Mhm.
Interact with us in the comments, please. We're going to be talking about lots and lots of stuff.
Yeah.
First of all, guys,
Yeah.
who are we welcoming to the family, or who's your enemy of progress?
Well, the
go on.
couple that are breastfeeding. I'm gonna start there.
Yeah. they're-
The woman that's breastfeeding her husband
After how long?
since 2017, bruv.
Is that an enemy of progress?
Or
welcome
welcome
to
the
welcome to
family.
family.
No, definitely.
But why are they an enemy of your progress? What's
Not
it got to
in
do
my-
with you, their relationship?
You know that
No.
I can't even use him as an example now.
What?
Since I done my TikTok deep dive on Chris Rock.
Rock.
So
Oh,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
What
yeah,
happened?
yeah.
we
Boy.
it's a real
It's a long
sidetrack.
one.
It's a
Wow.
sidetrack. But anyway, you know when he said like, we're going a few steps forward and then we got 100 steps back. That's
Yeah.
what they give me. That's
understood.
the energy they give me.
Well, because she's breastfeeding her husband.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
Do you
just-
think this is normal?
And she told us about it. We don't need to know.
We don't need to know.
We don't
No
need
one
to
needs
know
to know
that.
any of that.
It's an enemy of not oversharing, right?
All right. So in the comments
Yeah.
of the thread on Melanin Shade Room, there's a point in there. Somebody said, but we drink cow's milk, which is also from the teat of
Whoa.
a cow.
I don't.
I
I
don't
don't. I
either.
do not.
Sorry.
So
I
would
do
it not be
I do
preferable?
not. I do not.
But would it not be more preferable to actually drink milk from a fellow human, which is designed for humans?
Yes,
It's
we
designed
do.
for
That makes
babies.
sense. Right.
It makes
Babies,
sense.
not grown
But
men.
is it normal?
It's not
There's
normal.
some things that we just can't try and make normal.
I'm
What-
sorry, as you're married, Nana.
That sounded like
Is
you're
it-
black. Yeah.
Is this something you would partake in with your husband? If your husband was like, you know what, Nana, I'm thirsty, and you had a bit of
Give me
milk
some,
in
babe.
there.
No, no, I wouldn't partake in it. But all right, let's say when I was expressing and there was
Mhm.
like milk in the house, in the fridge, and the freezer, and he decided to put it in tea, I wouldn't be disgusted.
You wouldn't side eye him.
I wouldn't be disgusted by that. No, because it's human milk and it's from his wife. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's the latching on. It's the latching onto a breast as a big man, like
They
to
do in
do
bed- in
that
the
because there
bedroom.
is a mechanism to latch on.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
But then the
For 6
argument
years.
goes that
bitty. He literally said bitty.
Yes, and I hated
And
that.
she said, yes, here you go.
she said it's bonding. She said it's their bonding time.
Fucking hell, man.
So he's
What
a child.
kind of
So
crisis
he's a-
is your marriage
so he's
in
a
if
child.
that's what you have to do to bond?
No, but then it could be. You're making me normalize. But
Yeah.
okay. First of all, no fetish or thingy shaming here, guys. Do what you want. But what if that is their bonding? What if that is
They
a,
need to
Well,
find
this is
maybe,
what
that,
they're
maybe that's their
saying it
foreplay? But do they?
Do you know
though?
what? I don't want to know about it.
No, that's that.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I just don't want to
Yeah,
know.
man.
They
If
need
it
to
is,
share, innit?
like, do you know what I mean?
it's an
just
enemy
like,
of
there's-
not oversharing.
There's
Yeah.
a picture of him latching on that.
You see his mouth on her breast. Is
Yeah, that's what
I miss
saw.
that an actual boob or is it
That's
blurred
what-
out?
It's blurred, but you can see his mouth is on her chest.
He's proud of it. That's the
I don't
people that
want
got
it.
fetishes. All right, moving on,
I don't
guys.
want
Come on,
it.
that's enough now.
It's
Are there any more
enough.
enemies? Any more or welcoming? Who are you welcoming?
I think Blueface is another enemy.
Oh,
gosh.
standard
Um,
of everyone.
What do you mean?
Who's the enemy of? Just
Oh,
Oh,
like
Krishawn.
yeah.
And his Krishawn
His
and the new
baby mother
baby.
and the
Mm.
baby,
Son.
his
The
son.
son.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? The media, us.
No, he's disgraceful.
Yeah.
What will rein him in? How?
Nothing. There's like
Nah,
social
he's too
services
far
on the
gone.
family's back now because
Yeah.
he took his son around strippers and his son is 6
Jesus
years old.
crumbs.
Mm.
So we have that issue. He hasn't seen his newborn son yet. There's that
Mm.
issue. It's
You don't need to
I
see
don't
that
know.
child at all.
No, she keep
Leave
away.
her
Need to stop.
alone.
I know.
I
Don't
just
see that child
hope
at
that,
all.
do you know what I mean? That she stays away
Yeah.
from him
Yeah.
as well. She got him baptized, right? Was it
Yeah.
baptized?
Yeah, I saw
I
something.
saw
And
that.
all of her
Thankfully.
family around her. That
I
was
saw
like,
that.
I don't know. Hopefully, it's not just for the look, the aesthetic.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? But that I was just like, I was encouraged. Let's say
Yeah.
that. I was
We have a
encouraged.
comment from Life of Bodge.
Oh God.
Hey, he says that man looks as strong as a bull. Clearly, it's working for him.
Wow.
The breast milk.
Yeah, the breast milk.
dude.
He is
So
a big-
Life of Bodge, are you trying to say something?
it's human milk though. It's built
Okay. You gotta go for it.
I tried. I
What?
tried my own milk.
Okay,
You
yeah.
didn't ever try your
Yeah, I
milk?
taste my own.
I
but
tasted
just doesn't
my
know what
own.
it tastes like.
It didn't really have no taste.
No, it was a bit sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
I don't remember having any taste.
It gets tasteless as you go along, but at the beginning it was
It's- at the
definitely
beginning,
quite
I
Full of
think.
sweet.
nutrients.
Yeah.
But there wasn't sitting there drinking my milk or
You wouldn't add it to your tea.
I don't drink tea. Well, I'd like to welcome to the family on a positive note, Coco Gauff. You say, is that how you say her name? Goff?
Goff.
Goff, I think.
Yeah.
Coco Gauff. She has won her first Grand Slam title with a fight back win over Aryna Sabalenka.
Well done.
Okay.
Thank you. In the US Open final this weekend. She started out when she was only 15 at Wimbledon 2019, and now at 19, she's become the first American teenager to win the US Open since Serena Williams in 1999. So welcome. Coco.
Love that.
I love that. That is amazing though, as
amazing.
well. Like,
And
I was
the
very proud of
community
her.
turned out for her. She had everyone and their auntie in the audience watching her and cheering her on.
Yeah, well
Mm.
deserved.
love
Well
that.
deserved.
Yeah.
And she spoke up for herself, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
she
you
did.
say that? Yeah, yeah.
Every time she has to.
Love that.
Black girls always have to.
Because you know
Mm.
they've probably been coming for her properly. Like, as she
Mm.
was saying, people trying to dissuade her.
Yeah.
'Cause I would love it if we had 50 years of black women reigning. That would be amazing. So,
I know.
yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
All right, guys. Auntie Farah's not here today. We're not going to do the game, but we'll be back with a game next time.
You know, we need like a deck of lyrically correct.
Correct.
Anyway,
Oh, just here.
I just love that game.
So we're going to get straight into what have you heard? This is where we get into the news and culture streets. What's been cracking? Now we have a
Mhm.
special guest here.
Yes.
For real.
Marianne, please tell us who you are and what you do.
What do I do? My name is Marianne Sunshine. I am a social cultural commentator. That's what they call me.
Yeah.
Some people call
Mhm.
me Twitter famous, but I'm also I'm also a publicist as well and a writer. So hi, thank you for having me, Auntie.
Of course.
for
Of course. Of
joining.
course.
So Auntie Sade,
Yeah.
tell us why we have invited Marianne onto the show
Okay,
today.
that's not being put on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we have Marianne on here today because not only is she a wonderful person, not only is she smart and intelligent,
Whoop.
not only is she just flipping fabulous,
Whoop.
yeah.
All the
And
clips.
we've worked with her in the past. She's also a bad girl because she was one of the people behind one of the investigations into Tim
Dotty.
Bloody Westwood.
Yeah.
And we
Dotty
rate
Bungle.
it so much.
Yes.
So we
thank
thought we
you.
have to have Mariam on. We've been wanting her on for a little while.
Yeah.
And now she's able to actually speak about the work that she has done. So we thought, yeah, let's have the conversation.
Because also Tim West has been back in. I just seen his name come up again because
Yes.
recently booked, still
He's-
being booked
He
by.
never stopped getting booked, you know.
Right.
He
Hasn't
was
stopped
doing
getting booked.
proper
Oh.
stuff
Been
in
booked.
Ghana and Nigeria. He was getting
He's
big
been booked
bookings.
in Ghana and Nigeria.
Jeez.
There's a club in Lewisham called the Hatch Club, which I'm kind of looking into because he's always booked there. So I'm thinking,
Oh,
is it
really?
his? Does he have
You
some type of
know
ownership?
what?
Because they always book him there.
Mhm.
And there's a few other things that he had over Carnival weekend, that he was
Yeah.
booked for, which is
At various
ludicrous.
different places.
Ludicrous, yeah.
So please get into the background of why we're turning up our faces at this cretin.
Well, basically, if I shall start at the beginning, I'll
Yes.
start at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yes.
UK rapper who dearly departed, Ty, God rest his soul.
Mm.
Mhm.
Him and I had a conversation in 2019 on Twitter, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he started the hashtag Surviving Tim Westwood, and we had a
Mm.
conversation about because I worked in the music industry many years ago, and it's been a open secret that Tim Westwood does play around with younger women. Me and Ty spoke about it and said we should actually do something about it. We should investigate, get these women to come forward and just get him out.
Yeah.
Like it's been 30, 40 years it's been out. Get him out. So me and Ty spoke about it. And we started to speak to some people. And then 2020 hit, pandemic hit. Sadly, Ty passed away.
Yeah.
Mm.
But just to remember his legacy, I said,
Mm.
right, I'm starting this again. So I went back on Twitter and somebody had picked up the hashtag and she told her story, was her own
Okay.
personal story about her interactions with him when she was very young.
Yeah.
And then I said, listen, my DMs are open, and I was flooded.
Mhm.
I was literally flooded with stories going back 30 years.
Yeah.
And it was harrowing. I had stories where somebody told me that when they were younger, they went to a rave and he brought her to a hotel when she was like very young, 18, 19.
Yeah.
And 20 years later, same thing happened to her niece.
Mm-mm.
He did the same thing with her niece. There are so many stories for it. It's either it's an urban myth or there's
There's
truth
some truth
to
to
it.
it.
Mm.
It's either one or the other.
Mm.
And in that investigation, what happened was a reporter contacted me. He used some of the things that I had discovered. People came to me anonymously, so I wasn't giving out names or anything.
Yeah.
But he went to the BBC, and the BBC decided to pick it up and make a documentary about it. And that's how that documentary that came out last year came about. I wasn't involved in the end result, but I definitely was the person that started that documentary, along with a few others at the BBC as well.
So you see, like when the hashtag was like going, was he still at the BBC or had he moved to
He
Capital?
was at Capital Extra.
Okay.
And they blocked me when I was
I was
talking
just about to
it.
say,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
they were
wow.
aware
Yeah,
that
they
this is
blocked me.
trending
Yeah.
They
now.
blocked
He's
me, yeah.
wowzers.
A lot of
Mhm.
institutions were aware.
Mhm.
I think that's not a false thing to say. Maybe allegedly. Let me say allegedly.
Allegedly,
But
Yeah.
there was he's had lots of conversations about him. So, and he's been employed whilst these rumors and stuff have been
Yeah.
Right.
going on
Yeah.
about him. And it was only until it became too hard to deny or ignore. That's when Capital Extra
That's what, yeah.
Was that
I
when
think
the
that's when they-
documentary
But
came out?
did he try to resign before they
I
pushed
think
him?
they said that I think they allowed him to resign. I think
Yeah.
apparently his contract was up anyway,
Mm.
and they
Right.
just didn't renew type
Okay.
of thing.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stories, I find it very difficult to believe.
Mm.
The stories that I were getting from people who I knew already in the music industry, people who had worked with him, people who work at the BBC, the people that I've spoken to who had stories, who had details.
Yeah.
It's impossible that nobody at any of these companies didn't know. I just don't believe that.
And there's footage of him
Allegedly
dancing with young, doing like as they call it, daggering and stuff with young girls.
Well,
There's footage,
if
isn't
you
there?
look at his pattern, he started off doing younger raves. He
Yeah.
started doing general
Uni
raves,
and
Yeah.
stuff,
and he
right?
got younger and younger. Then he got to uni raves.
Yeah.
I had to get him taken off my son's prom because they booked him for my son's prom.
Wow.
And I went to the school and I said, no way, get him off. And they booked
So this
it.
is like 16-year-olds.
Mm.
Prom.
Mm.
Yeah, prom.
Big hardback 60-year-old.
This is what I'm
man.
saying, man. 65
West-
today.
like,
and
why is he
been
even
looking.
around?
I went
young
to
people.
the school and I said, I said, this is what I'm doing right now. Get him off this. He shouldn't be at this prom. He shouldn't be booked at this prom. And they did take him off. But he goes. I've had arguments with adults who say we're depicting them too fast
No.
and
Yeah.
where the young girl them I go. But he goes to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to them.
As a grown,
He's not doing 40-year-old raves, is
No.
he? He's
No.
not. He's going to 18-year-old prom, uni raves, proms. That's the type of raves that he's doing. All his raves are under 21.
No, that's
That is
gross.
his.
gross.
That
You
is
can't
his
blame-
audience. So you can't blame the
Yeah,
kids.
you can't blame
no,
the kids.
No, because he shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be there.
Like, I don't get how he even was getting booked at unis when the dude was absolutely like knocking on retirement door.
Because he was the biggest person in hip. If you listen to some people, they'll tell you how much he's done for hip hop in the UK. He was the biggest DJ for hip hop in the UK. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have drill, we wouldn't have grime, we wouldn't have all this hip hop, UK hip hop. If it wasn't for him pushing
On
hip
one
hop,
But
geriatric
that-
man's
But to
shoulders.
be fair,
because-
this is the argument that really annoys me
Me
so
too.
much, because it's like, no, what it is that the system is set up and he was a gatekeeper. So
Exactly.
everything was funneled through him.
Yeah.
It could have been anybody
Yeah.
in that position.
Literally.
There's lots
You
of
know what I
black
mean?
DJs in that position that
Yeah.
weren't afforded the same opportunities that Tim was. And it's the
Mhm.
same. We have had white gatekeepers in our culture through every genre. We've got reggae, we've got drill, we've got hip hop. We've
absolutely.
had a white guy who's been given
the forefront.
the
Yeah.
keys,
Yeah.
had all the keys.
And Ty also said that he blocked the likes of Ty and those
Yes.
type of Rodney
Mm.
P. He blocked them a lot of times. That was
That he
the
wasn't
main.
playing their
He wasn't
music.
playing
Yeah.
that type of UK
Yeah.
hip hop. He got the Americans in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he wasn't playing UK hip hop at that time. He blocked them a lot. So he
And we lived that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we
Yeah.
saw that. Do you know what I mean? Because like people like Ty are local to us, right?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and we saw how their careers were affected by his actions.
Yes.
Directly.
exactly. Yeah.
And he was very right in the middle of the, yes, he was in the middle of the drill kind of boom. But then where's your position as a grown man who maybe you could be a neutral DJ, but you're encouraging an environment and supporting an environment, and you're not damaged by that. You're not hurt by it. You're just making money off it. And there were lots of black male artists who were caping for Tim Westwood at a time when they needed to be like have solidarity with black women.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
And with the culture and protect our culture rather than man's done this for this and this for this. What has he done?
That is
One
the number
guy.
one problem.
It's just actually been annoying.
That is the reason why it's been allowed to carry on so
Yeah.
long. If any rapper, any black man, I don't want to stick it on black men, but it's the truth. If any of them had come out at any point, I know Rodney P and Ty and them came and did a whole
They did.
something on Charlie Sloth show about him.
Yeah.
But if they had come out, not even publicly behind the scenes, and said, listen, this is happening, it wouldn't have gone on for so long. And it's been going on for so long. It's still going on. I mean, he's been spoken to by the police 3 times this year. He hasn't been charged with anything.
Really?
5 people have spoken to the police. I don't know if those 5 people are any of the women that I've spoken to or any of that were involved in the BBC documentary. I don't know. But 5 women have come forward to the police. He's been brought in for questioning 3 times this year.
Yeah.
He still hasn't been charged with anything. And when I was dealing with some of the women, I did get a liaison officer to kind of talk us through it, because some of them were really deeply affected by it.
Yeah.
And she said that, well, it's very hard to prosecute these types of cases. That's number one. And they need so much information. And when I did some research, 5% of rape cases, sexual assault cases in the UK, only 5% get to trial.
Yeah.
And then once you get to trial, your trial date might be 2-3 years away.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to relive the whole experience over and over and over again. And then you don't even know if you're going to get a conviction at the end of that. The conviction rate is tiny. So when people say, well, why don't these women come forward? That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
I don't know how many times people can explain why women don't come forward and why girls don't come forward, and anyone who's been in that situation doesn't come forward. It's so hard to prove.
Yeah, and someone like him, he's got such a big profile worldwide. Nobody's ever going to believe you. And then you get people saying to me, well, girls were throwing themselves at him. He was a celebrity. I have to take everything that people throw at you, you know. It was his responsibility. It was his responsibility.
Yeah.
He's the elder.
He's the elder. So how do we? What would be the ideal? What can we do? I guess
live in a capitalist society. Stop his money. Straight and simple. Stop his money. Stop booking him. We have to go to extreme lengths. We can't go to. We can tell the venues to stop booking him, but we can't force them. So the next thing we have to do as black people, stop booking those venues. Stop using those people's venues. He was at the Ravensbury. I was at the Ravensbury the other day, and he was booked to play there over Carnival weekend. So if we're not on code in this country, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Stop booking him. I want to go to the people who sell the tickets. Stop selling tickets where that's promoting one of his raves. Yeah. And then we'll say, well, we don't own these tickets. Well, we do own one of them.
Yeah.
And they still sell his tickets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So we need to be on code.
Yeah.
We're not on code. Like other ethnicities, we're not on code.
Yeah.
And then they will sell the tickets, and the venues will book them, and we will still give those venues our money and book our raves there, even though they're promoting him. And when you go to the raves, it's still our people in the room. It's still our people in the room.
Does it take?
It would be a beautiful thing.
It would be, wouldn't it?
If everybody was
Wouldn't
on code on this.
Yeah.
Like it would just be like just a special bit of satisfaction.
Yeah,
Especially
nice,
I think for our generation
Exactly.
as well, because we grew up with him already a grown, too old for us male.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's always one of you, like, that's always been
He
old.
was too old for us when we were young.
Yeah. It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
When he was 60, we were when he was 40, we were 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
He's not even younger,
He's
for
not,
real.
yeah.
Because I think the first Westwood that I went to, I was 16. Shouldn't even have been in the club anyway.
The aliens again.
Alarm again, guys. Actually, let me just take this comment before I start.
What to say?
Should go in a second.
is it serious or?
No, I think it was this long last time. still. I think. Should I talk over
How
it?
do we know if it's real?
I can hear the police as well.
Oh, I can hear
Huh?
sirens.
We're wondering if this is actually a real fire alarm.
wow.
Are we
We might
still,
have
can they
to.
still hear us though?
You guys would have caught this live.
Oh, that would be a bloody
And-
shame.
Yeah. Like Life for Bodge said, the alarm didn't want you to say your age. For real.
Wow, Westwood's everywhere,
I
isn't it?
love that.
Isn't it?
It's him, innit? He's in the freaking building.
Yeah. What's happening?
You see? Oh.
Oh, mate.
Or was it last time was it last time Farah's phone? Was her
Farah's
phone?
no, we've had an alarm go off while we was live.
Yeah.
But it wasn't long. That's why I was thinking it was going to be the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
I set my alarm off the other day at my house.
What did you do?
I
Were you
was
cooking?
cooking a
Sorry, I need
burger.
to-
Oh, I do that all the time.
The burger that you put together.
Yes. I was, and it was nice and smoky. And you know when you cover it and it like gets juicy.
You're such a little foodie.
Not even. I've been watching. There's this channel. Kevin, can you mute for the audience?
Life of Bodge says maybe you should evacuate.
We're just saying it.
I'm just
Do you know
thinking
what?
like-
That is one of the worst. I swear.
Oh, thank you.
We
Where's
were
the
talking.
exit?
We
Can
were
you mute for the audience?
We are going to have
No,
to
we're not
step out,
muted.
guys.
It is.
We're
We think
fine,
it's
by
a
the
real
way.
one. Yes. Thank you, FP Coms. Hopefully we will be back.
I'm not sure.